Good morning students. Today we will study about the human respiratory system. Human respiratory system is very important because we need oxygen for respiration. Oxygen helps in burning of food and release of energy. Food is glucose, that is C6H12O6. This is the food, and oxygen helps in burning this food and energy is released. A lot of energy plus carbon dioxide which we exhale out plus some water vapors are also there, and a lot of energy is released, and the unit of energy or the energy currency is ATP. The energy is released in ATP form. Okay, so many ATPs are produced, a lot of energy is produced. So this is the equation for respiration. What you have to do is trick is just reverse the equation which you have used for the photosynthesis, that is carbon dioxide and water. Now the carbon dioxide and water here in this case will be the products, and oxygen and glucose which were products there in photosynthesis, now here they will be the reactants. So you have to reverse back the equation used for photosynthesis and you will get the equation for respiration. Okay, so here you have to start with glucose and oxygen. So what is respiration? The burning of food and release of energy. Burning of food and release of energy. Food is glucose, and how it is burning? Fuel is the oxygen. Oxygen helps in burning of this food so that we can get the energy, because we eat food to get the energy. Okay, so once we have eaten, the food is now in simple form, it has reached to the cell. Oxygen also has reached to the cell, and how they go to the cell, that is their destination. Cell is the destination of oxygen and food, and how they go there? Through the bloodstream. They flow in the blood and they move to the cell. So that's why respiration is also called cellular respiration. Okay, because this equation happens in the cell, every cell of the body. Cell is the basic unit of human body, and this equation, that is respiration, happens in every cell of the body. And breathing is little different from respiration, because breathing is a physical process, it's not a biochemical process, it's a physical process in which includes inhalation and exhalation. So breathing is inhalation and exhalation, and respiration is cellular respiration, that is burning of food and release of energy. That's the difference. So you can say breathing is a physical process, and respiration is biochemical process, chemistry is involved. So that's why it is called chemical process or biochemical process. So that's the difference. Now let's begin with the human respiratory system, how the oxygen gets inside, what happens, what are the organs involved in human respiratory system. So journey of the air starts from the nasal passage or the nasal chamber. So you inhale oxygen rich air, basically it goes to the nasal passage, nasal chamber, and this oral cavity is related to your digestive system, mouth. Okay, then it goes inside in the pharynx region. Okay, pharynx is a common passage. You must have heard pharynx in case of digestive system also, and it is there in the case of respiratory system. This is the common passage because food and water reaches up to pharynx, food and water and even air reaches up to the pharynx, and then the division of the food and water happens. Basically food and water goes to the food pipe and air goes to the windpipe. So below here you have got two pipes. Till pharynx the food and water come here through the nasal passage, and then the air comes here to the food and water comes to the oral passage. Through the oral passage food and water comes, and through the nasal passage the oxygen or the air comes. Okay, and it comes, all of three comes to the common passage, that is pharynx, and from pharynx there will be division of the three. So what will happen? The food and water obviously will go to the food pipe, which is behind this windpipe. So food and water will go to the food pipe, and oxygen will come to the, or air will come to the windpipe. So the division is there, or there you can say bifurcation of the things is there in this region, that is pharynx. So pharynx is common. Till here food, water, oxygen, everything will come, and then the division of all these three things will happen to their respective target organs basically. Now after pharynx there is voice box, that is called larynx. Larynx is also there. Okay, so pharynx, then larynx, then trachea. Pharynx, larynx and trachea. And air comes to the pharynx, then it comes to the larynx, then it comes to the trachea. Trachea is commonly called windpipe. Trachea is commonly called windpipe. Then it gets inside the lungs basically, and lungs are the main respiratory organ of respiratory system. They are main organs basically. So what happens from the nasal passage, how the air comes, what is the route of the air, passage of the air? Nasal passage, then it comes to pharynx, then it goes to larynx, the voice box. Larynx is the voice box of your system. Then trachea, which is windpipe. Then trachea divides into two, that is called bronchus. Trachea divides into bronchus. These two are the bronchus, fine tubes. And then inside lungs, the bronchus further divide into fine tubes called bronchioles. Bronchioles. Okay, so basically from nasal passage, again I am repeating, nasal passage to pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, then trachea divides into bronchus, bronchus divides into bronchioles, and finally at the end of bronchioles there is a bunch of grape like structure called alveoli. Alveoli. Okay, or alveolus. Alveoli is plural, alveolus is singular. So this is how till alveoli the air reaches. Then alveoli looks like this. For example, it looks like this. At the end, the bronchioles divide and redivide into a bunch of grape like structure called alveoli. Alveoli looks like this, and they are richly supplied by the blood capillary. They are surrounded by the blood capillaries. You know, alveoli is having oxygen, so oxygen will get inside the blood capillary, and from blood capillary carbon dioxide, which is the gaseous waste, go to the alveolus, and through the same passage it will go out. Carbon dioxide will follow the same route and it will come out of the respiratory system. What will be the route of carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide will go to alveolus. From alveolus it will come back to bronchioles, then bronchus and trachea, then pharynx, and then nasal passage you will exhale out. So this is how it happens. That's why alveolus is called the place of exchange of gases, or the site of exchange of gases. Site of exchange of gases. Okay, so this is how it happens, exchange of gases. So how the what is the place where the exchange of gases has happened? That is the alveolus. Alveolus is a bunch of grape like structure. Thank you very much, and revise well.